All right, so I want to talk about two things today. Number one, the R-Truth situation and what my thoughts are on it. And number two, the Cody John Cena promo from Smackdown on Friday and their attempt to course correct Cody Rhodes. And I want to give my thoughts on it. So, actually, let me start with the Cody Rhodes thing and then get into R-Truth. So, Cody Rhodes came back on SmackDown. Did like an in-ring back and forth with John Cena. Eventually, Jey Uso and Logan Paul joined them, and they basically were there building up the tag team match for Money in the Bank. So, first and foremost, I'm glad Cody's back, although his return, I think, does feel a tad bit rushed. Now, I'm not sure if the original plan was to bring Cody back. I remember hearing rumors that they were going to do like Travis Scott as Cena's partner and maybe have both the Usos with Logan Paul as a six man. There's a lot of different like rumors and speculation about what they were going to do. And so Cody's back now, and that means he's probably going to get in the hunt and go after Cena's title. But I'm going to say this tag team match between Cena, Logan Paul, Cody, and Jey Uso, I don't care. I'm sorry, but I do not care. Of all the matches that I wanted to see Cena have in his final year as a full-time wrestler, his final year wrestling at all, this is not one that I wanted to see. Not because I have anything necessarily against the guys in it. It's just that Cena does legitimately have a limited number of dates. Cena legitimately has better matches to have. I've mentioned AJ Styles. I've mentioned CM Punk. I've mentioned a lot of other guys. Maybe one of them is Jey Uso. There's a lot left for Cena to do. And when you have limited dates, having Cena versus R-Truth, which I'm going to talk about shortly because there's more about R-Truth, and then this tag match, this ain't it, man. This ain't it for me. I do not care. And ultimately, the tag match doesn't really mean anything. It's just a tag team grudge match between Cody and Cena, whose feud kind of has been put on ice, and then Jey Uso and Logan Paul, who just started feuding like 3 weeks ago and already had a feud that I didn't care about. I just don't care about these four guys interacting. Now, I'm glad that Cody cut the promo basically saying that he's never going to make the same mistake he made at WrestleMania again. That's something that I advocated for when I did my video here on the channel about how to fix Cody Rhodes. That when Cody came back, he had to address the fact that he was an idiot for not hitting Cena with the title and that it cost him. And they did that, but I don't think they really hit the emotional tones. I think Cody was going for it, but I don't think that he properly explained a good enough reason, at least from me, as to why he did not hit John Cena. I mean, he knew Cena was a jerk. Cena had turned on him already. There was no reason for him not to have done that, or at the very least not lowered his eyes away from his opponent, which he did and got caught. Like, it still makes him look dumb. I think that they had the right intentions, but the execution of Cody saying that wasn't, in my opinion, well done enough to rehab him. I actually feel like I'm sensing now that Cody is a lot less over than he was going into WrestleMania. We've only seen him in front of two crowds, SmackDown and the Saturday Night's Main Event crowd in Tampa. And Tampa's a dusty stronghold, so he'll get cheered there. And let me tell you something, man. I've been to a bunch of Tampa shows, and that Saturday Night's Main Event was definitely the loudest I'd ever heard. They were really into it. That was up there with the Attitude Era Raw they had in Tampa, where Jeff Hardy jumped off the top of the cage. And I was up there with that. And yes, that did happen back in like late 99. So they had another in-ring confrontation, and to me, I don't know, man, I'm over it. I'm tired of these like in-ring back and forths. It's like Cena, that's all, like they booked the same angle with him over and over again, where it's in the ring, back and forth talking. There's not enough creativity being put into this. Why are we not getting Cena promos pre-taped when he's on the set of a movie, or Cena promos pre-tape while he's in a Lear jet. You can legitimately have Cena on TV every week, even if he's not physically there, building up matches by cutting these promos on his phone and just having WWE show them. Like, technology makes it so easy. And you could even have Cena record 3 or 4 of them if he's going to be gone for a while. Or have something where Cena's in the back and, you know, there's maybe a backstage brawl. Like, it's just the same thing over and over again with Cena. It's getting boring. And I'm pissed about it because I really wanted this Cena turn to be special and this run to be special. But is it already out of gas, man? Are we already in a state right now where it's over? Like, the what everybody thought we were going to get is gone? Can they course correct it now? I'm not so sure. Because this tag match is not it. I do not care about it. Now, let's move on to the R-Truth story, because this has really gotten much bigger than I thought. So R-Truth was announced to have been released on Saturday from WWE. Totally unexpected. Guy just headlined with John Cena. I mean, he didn't close the show, but he was in a main event program with Cena. Had a really funny, a lot of funny stuff in that match, coming out, playing the old Cena. Did a great job with what he was told. Really has been the comic relief of the company for a while now. And they cut him. Now, I was surprised. Very surprised. Part of me actually thinks, and again, there's no evidence to support this yet, but part of me thinks that maybe he already knew this was going to happen, and that maybe this program was like his last chance to make a nice amount of cash before, he went on his way. He's not that young, but he's also not that old, and from what I understand, he wasn't getting paid like top guy money, even though he was in a program with John Cena. From what I understand, he's doing okay, but not as well as a top guy would. So it's not like he has enough to go to the Bahamas for the rest of his life. Or maybe he does. Maybe he saved and invested his money. We really don't know. The private investments of these guys oftentimes never get out. So was there still gas left in the tank for R-Truth as a television character? I think the answer is yes. I think they could have done more goofy stuff with him. He could have been the comic relief character for a little bit more, but for some reason they cut him, and then apparently Carlito's also not going to get renewed. Now, one thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to pretend, because there's a lot of virtue signaling going on right now. I'm not happy that somebody lost their job. I'm not. I'm not happy that people are upset that he lost his job. I'm not. But I'm not going to pretend like I was the biggest R-Truth fan and that I looked forward to his appearances. He would make an appearance, I would chuckle, and that would be it. This is not like, to me, somebody who was particularly focused on. But they gave him a chance, and I would say he knocked it out of the park, at least for the past couple of years, specifically with the Cena thing. So I was starting to say, okay, there's a lot of value in R-Truth. I saw the value in him, but there's people online right now who are really, really upset. And some of them just weeks earlier were criticizing WWE for pushing R-Truth. Now, I criticized WWE for doing what they did with R-Truth, but doesn't mean I wanted him to get fired. Doesn't mean that firing him now was a good idea. This was the absolute worst time WWE could have done this. It was a very stupid move from a PR perspective for them to have done this. Remember, WWE has been getting a lot more criticism lately than they have before. Ticket prices are very high. Booking is not what it used to be the last couple years. Too many part-time guys around. Smackdown is apparently going to stay at 3 hours. And that's bad because that show can drag big time. And the John Cena heel run is not what people wanted. So right now, the bloom is starting to fall off that rose. And I think this is the worst and dumbest thing they could have done. They should have waited. If they were going to cut R-Truth, they should have waited for him to really cool off, or just kept him under contract, because there's plenty of people under contract who are making more money than him that they're not even being used. And not just that, but TKO always talks about how much, and WWE, how much, their gross is. Every pay, we broke a record. We broke a gate record every show. It's the largest gate, the largest backlash gate inside the United States. There's always some kind of a gloat. So if you're making all this money, cutting a guy like R-Truth, who is beloved by the fans, is the worst thing you could do. So apparently the fans are talking about hijacking Raw tonight. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. They're in Oklahoma, I think. I don't know if Oklahoma is the kind of town that would do that. New York, Chicago, Philly. Oklahoma, I don't know. Maybe. But if they are going to hijack Raw, I'm here for it. And if they are going to hijack Raw and it leads to R-Truth getting rehired, I'm here for that too. I am down for that, because I do think there was more gas left in the tank for R-Truth. There was more they could have done with him. And like I said, no, I don't think that wasting a Cena match on him was a good idea, but I was entertained by the match, and R-Truth's part in it was great. You can't blame him. You can't point the finger at him and say he didn't do his job. He did a great job. R-Truth has done the best he can with the material that he's been given, and in some ways, even gone above and beyond. Even gone above and beyond, folks. So, yeah, what an absolutely crazy turn of events. I would have never thought WWE would have cut this guy right now at a time that this might be the most popular he's ever been, yo. I think it might actually be. And for them to do that, and I know I feel for the guy. Like, I don't want this guy. I didn't want this guy to get cut. I wanted Cena to have other programs, but I didn't want him to get cut. And when he got cut, it was just like I was more like, damn, like, because it happened so quickly after Saturday night's main event, man. Like I told y'all earlier, I was like, he had to have known, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he did. Maybe it just caught him off guard. Maybe it was his choice. I don't think so. Not based on his social media posts. Didn't seem like it was his choice. But let me know what you think about the R-Truth situation. Do you think it could actually lead to the show getting hijacked? Do you think it could actually lead to a CM Punk type of situation, except it being R-Truth? The last person who I would have ever thought the fans would have gotten behind. Then again, don't hinder gender was a thing for a while, right? So you can never tell with these fans. Let me know. We'll talk soon.